Hey there, Jeff from GuestInsight. Welcome to another episode of So You Want My Feedback, which is part of our Feedback Matters podcast, blog, and YouTube channel. In this series, as you may know, if you've seen any or listened to any of our previous episodes, we review the feedback asks from companies, usually in the hospitality field, either hotels, other lodging properties, or restaurants, cafes, that kind of thing. Today we're going to be looking at a feedback ask from a restaurant. We do these with real life situations. So this is a restaurant that my wife and I went to a little while ago, and a few days later we received a request for a survey via email, and we're going to go through that together. And I always do these in real time, meaning I haven't gone through them before. I kind of just react to what they're asking me based on my experience with feedback asks over, 30 plus years in the business. So hopefully this will give you some insight into how we think about feedback here at GuestInsight and how we design and build surveys for our clients and what we're looking for in terms of best practices and what we're hoping not to see sometimes. So anyway, let's jump into my computer and see how this restaurant did. So first I will tell you that we had a lovely experience at this restaurant. So spoiler alert, as I sometimes do, they're going to get some good feedback through this survey, whether the survey is something that I like or don't like. But ultimately, at the end of the day, for them, the thing is that they did deliver a wonderful guest experience for us, and they will be told that during the survey. Hopefully they'll ask me all the things that I want to share with them. So let's go. So here's my computer screen. You can see this is the email I received. The logo of the restaurant is up top. As always, we don't divulge the names of the places, the restaurants, the hotels that we review in this series, because that's not really the point. It's about how the surveys and how they ask to complete a survey is actually executed. So anyway, the survey, so it's a nicely branded email, so I recognize where it's coming from. And then a very quick message. Hi, Jeffrey Robbins. We hope you enjoyed your meal at name of the restaurant. We'd love to hear about your experience. Please click the button below to share your feedback with us. Bunch of exclamation points. Upbeat, very short, simple ask. I like this. And let's go and click the button to complete the feedback survey and see what happens. Okay, so it opened up another window in my web browser. Again, we have the logo of the restaurant up here, and they're asking me how would I rate our overall experience during our visit, with a 5 being the best. Okay, that's fine. Kind of conforms to what we kind of think of in terms of how to conduct a survey or guest experience survey, and that is get what's that first impression, what's the overall impression. And as I told you a couple minutes ago, we had a great experience, so they're asking me that first impression, and then as you see below, they're going to ask some other things. So let's see how that all goes. And it's all laid out here. It's not in multiple screens, which I'm going to reserve judgment on that for now. Anyway, it was a 5-star experience. And why was it a 5-star experience? Well, hopefully they're going to ask me about that. Well, the first thing they ask me is, how often do you dine at our restaurant? First time, a few times a year, I'm a loyal customer, or yearly? I don't like this. Sorry, I just don't like it. It's okay to sort of get at this. They probably should know it to some extent if they have email addresses and they have a database of customers. But I don't see it as the first question to follow up after they've asked me to rate my overall experience. So guess I'm okay with it much later in the survey, actually after all of the questions about the guest experience have been asked, but it shouldn't be the first question. Don't like that. And it was the first time we had dined there. How did you enjoy your cuisine? 4 choices. Fantastic, very good, satisfied, not satisfied. I don't love this. I don't love the choices here. They're only giving me one choice that you that has a negative connotation, and that's obviously not satisfied. The others are, I don't feel like it's a scale that really makes sense to me. That said, it's okay. Was our cuisine fantastic? We had a great experience. I wouldn't say it was fantastic. That's a tall order to fill. It was very good. I think if there was another choice in between fantastic and very good, like even excellent fits somewhere they're better than fantastic. Fantastic is really just not a good descriptor for a rating scale. How did you hear about the name of the restaurant? Again, this is not about our experience. This is more for marketing segmentation, and they're trying to do a lot of things here with this survey/rating, and we'll see what else happens as we go below. How did we hear about the restaurant? Referral from friend, internet. I believe it was a referral from a friend. Okay, let's move on. Did you find anything missing from the menu? I didn't really think about it. At the time, there were enough things on the menu to choose from. We both had choices that we both had options we could choose from. So not really sure if that is a question that I would ask in a very short guest satisfaction survey. I will say no. This is just not, in my opinion, a great question for a simple guest satisfaction survey. And a simple guest satisfaction survey is really what we should be all doing these days, unless there are certain circumstances where you could dig a little bit deeper. But this particular question, I don't necessarily. I don't see its place here. Let's scroll down and see some more. Again, this is all one page, so I don't love that format either. Okay, next thing. How would you rate our service? So we're sort of jumping back and forth between marketing questions, and they asked one question about the menu so far. How would I rate? The service was good. I'll give it 5 stars. We had a very attentive waiter who was friendly and professional, so I'll give the waiter 5 stars. What special occasion were you celebrating? Again, we're now going into a marketing question, probably for segmentation purposes for the most part. We were actually celebrating our wedding anniversary, so I will tick that box. How would you rate our reservation process? So the reservation was done through a well-known dining reservation platform. Again, we don't need to mention the name of it. It's a very good platform. It works very well. It's very easy to navigate. So I had no problem with it. I thought it was very good. However, I do have a bit of a problem with these choices again. I don't love whoever constructed this survey. So they've given us 4 choices: great, standard, confusing, and poor. I would say this rating scale is confusing. That said, great is the answer here because that's the best option I have. Let's scroll down and see what else we got. What do you think of the restaurant's ambiance? Okay, we're sort of jumping all over the place about things they're looking to collect feedback and get data on for marketing purposes. So we're back to a guest satisfaction question. 5 stars. It's a beautiful place, and it's just a real nice place. Next question: did you find our cocktails and craft cocktails appealing? It was not the kind of night that we were drinking cocktails. Again, it was an anniversary dinner. It's sort of this I don't necessarily know is a great question in a straightforward, simple guest satisfaction survey. Okay, I suppose. I'm actually not going to answer that question because we weren't considering cocktails, so we didn't pay that much attention to them. Next question: did you get a chance to meet the owner? Don't think so, unless the owner was the waiter and I didn't know it. We didn't know it, but it's an interesting question and more interesting answers. Yes, we love when he comes to our table. Yes, but we prefer to be alone at our table. Not yet. Not yet. I think I'm going to answer not yet. I'm not sure what to do here. Would you recommend the restaurant to fans, friends, and family? Okay, so here I'm going to give them big ups, big love for this question. So you know from previous episodes, if you've watched or listened to previous episodes, that the recommend question is often in the form of the Net Promoter Score question, which is how likely are we to recommend something to our friends and family. But here they're doing it the way we prefer and we think is the right way to ask about recommendation. It's a yes/no question. We dined at the restaurant. We have all the information we need to know. If someone says, "Would you recommend that restaurant to us?" I can either answer yes or no. There's no likelihood scale that applies to that question. So again, we love the experience, and the answer is yes. Last question. So, have you seen all of our banquet party rooms while visiting? So, this restaurant is in a hotel, and there are banquet rooms, there are conference rooms, party rooms, and no, we didn't, and this is not relating to a guest experience survey. So, it's interesting though, there's 4 choices here, and none of them apply to a lot of people, I would think, including us. Yes, we walked around. Yes, we took a private tour. No, there was a private party in progress at the time. No, haven't had a chance, but will soon. What about just no? Didn't and don't plan to. So again, there's no good choice here. Everything is set up as I'm not going to check a box because I think that it's a radio button type box, even though it looks like a check box. Let me actually see by checking it here. Oh my goodness. Here's a real big flaw with this survey. So these should be single selects, meaning radio type buttons for a form, but they are actually check boxes, which means we can select multiple answers to questions that only should have one possible answer selected. So that's flawed. So we're done. I'm going to click send, and let's see if they just thank us or they do something else. Let's see. Okay. Logo, thanks for your feedback. We very much appreciate it. Okay, that's fine. I have no problem with that. That's fine. But as I said, as we went through it, sort of all over the place, sort of more marketing oriented than true guest experience surveys. Certainly problems with the execution of the survey and the way that they chose to set up the questions, meaning the radio button answer choices versus check boxes. And that said, they got some feedback. They get some feedback. Is it great? It's not great, but it's okay. They do it. It's better that they do it than don't do it. It would have been nice if they asked if there were for me to provide just some general comments about why I gave it a 5-star rating, but they didn't. So below average, I would say. Well below average in terms of a guest satisfaction survey. Anyway, that's it. Quick ones today. Thanks so much for watching or listening, and we'll see you again soon.